If you clicked on this video for this type of feminism, then I'm sorry to inform you that it just doesn't exist anymore. What we have now is a broken down version that has shattered in all different directions.
If he ever opens the door for me, I will leave him.
And then I shove my righteous feminism down their throat.
Don't get me wrong, I'm all for equal voting rights and equal opportunity. Essentially, I think both genders should be treated equally. But it's 2022, and I think we've kind of gotten there. I mean, there's nothing out there as a formal law that prohibits women now, and I think the vast majority of men don't think of women as secondary beings that are made for cooking and cleaning. So if women have achieved the same rights as men, and have as much opportunity as men as well, why are there still feminists out there? Well, actually I think it's because modern day women need something to complain about. It's easier to blame men or the patriarchy.
The patriarchy is basically a structure that puts men at the top of power. So it's not women that enforce the patriarchy, because women don't have anything to...
The five most powerful people in this country currently are women.
Just because it's easier to blame someone else than to admit that your life isn't what you want it to be because of your own actions. And yeah, obviously, catcalling is disgusting and domestic violence is unacceptable. But the problem with these feminists is that they don't want to acknowledge that this society also disadvantages men. There's no clear winners. When posed with the facts that men have a higher suicide rate, are more likely to be a victim of violent crime, have to go out and die in wars even if they are needless, and they also have to work in more dangerous jobs, they'll just reply with, oh, well, men earn more than women.
On average, you're getting paid 9% less than a man. That's not fair, is it?
It depends on why it's happening.
Which has clearly been proven to be not because of gender, but because of job choice and scalability. And in today's society, I actually beg to differ, because you've got women like Bad Baby,
Catch me outside, how about that?
making 50 million on OnlyFans, just selling pictures of herself online. This is more money than 99% of men will ever see in their lifetime. And this isn't just her. There's loads of women making tons of money online in different fields that have boomed over the last decade. And there's women out there like the Kardashians who are multi-millionaires who literally have to try to act normal because they're so out of touch with reality. They have hundreds of millions of followers on social media and all they do is promote unrealistic body types and makeup. I can bet that they're more harmful to women than most men will ever be. Feminists love talking about jobs and equality in the workplace, but it's clear that they don't want real equality, they just want power.
Feminism isn't about women, it's about power.
They only want to talk about CEOs, executives, members of government, MPs, and they want to make those professions 50-50, but not the other ones.
A country where men outnumber women by 2 to 1 in Parliament, in local government.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
And why is that? It's because those professions give you status, they give you power, they give you money, which is what feminists want. They don't want real equality. And don't get me wrong, some of those men in high positions of power are incompetent, but nonetheless they've been voted in. It's not like they just got put there because the patriarchy said so. Another thing feminists don't want to talk about are physical altercations. So it's okay for a woman to hit a man because a man's physically superior, so they can hit them without repercussions, right?
If you hit a man and he hits you back, you don't hit him back. Listen, I'm sorry. You hit somebody, they hit you back. Okay, don't be surprised.
When it comes to physical strength, they're not equal. When it comes to physical strength, they're not equal. You know what? Then
Hit the man.
teach
If
the
you're
son.
But when men say, oh, men are physically superior in sport, then they want to get angry. So men can be physically superior when it benefits you, but when it doesn't, it's not okay. It doesn't really make sense.
You think that it's an emphasis on men being strong, or men just are naturally just stronger because of their genetics?
Oh, interesting. I think women are just as strong as men.
Physically?
Yeah, I do.
It shouldn't be socially acceptable to hit anyone, whether it be a man hitting a woman or a woman hitting a man. There's no excuse that just because you're physically superior, it's okay. I'm physically superior to B, but if I get stung, it's gonna hurt. Delusional feminists will still argue that women should earn as much as men in sports because they see no difference in skill or physicality.
And I think we need to pay women more in sport, in all sorts of different jobs.
Well, regardless of whether the product's as good.
Because you command the same respect, the game is just as good.
What do you mean football isn't as good? It is as good.
Are you sure about that?
Wait.
Which clearly isn't true, and it's been proven by these trans athletes competing in women's sports. I mean, there's a clear difference. Now, obviously, this isn't what this video is about. I'm not going to get into that right now. But the difference is clear, and female athletes have admitted this themselves, and there's nothing wrong with this.
I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Completely different sport. The men are a lot faster, and they serve harder, they hit harder. It's just a different game, and I love to play women's tennis, and I don't want to be embarrassed. I would not do the tour.
You also have to take into account revenue. The more viewers your sport has, the more sponsorships, the more people pay to watch it, which is just common sense, and it's clear that feminists have detached themselves from it.